Hi, my Virgos. Welcome to your November zodiac sign readings. I'm Christine. If this is your first time here, welcome. Anyone that's returning, welcome again. I just want to thank you for being here and for being a part of my community and for taking time to check out your reading. I love doing more soul growth, evolutionary type readings to help you create the best path forward. I'm all tongue-tied, you all. We are going to start off your reading with some oracle and dive into tarot and see what messages are in store for you for November. I hope you all have been doing well. I know we are still very much intertwined with the eclipse energies. What messages does the universe have for my Virgos, please? What do they need to know? What do my Virgos need to know, please? Huh. We got one finally. We got answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? If any of you have major placements in Taurus, this is identical to how their reading started off. They got the Starseed card. What lights you up? You got answer the call. I don't think I've ever gotten this card. There's some type of change happening within you or soon in this month where you are feeling a pull towards perhaps a different direction or something that was not part of your plan, not part of your daily plan. But in general, I feel like this is a change that's leading you towards something that's more aligned to where your soul is going and to how you've developed and grown at this point in your journey. There's a sense of replenishment, of rejuvenation, of renewal, especially with all the water. I'm sensing some of you may have felt or may be feeling stagnant in what you're doing. It just doesn't resonate anymore. It's almost like you're stumped. You're feeling, I want to say like dried up, like an herb, but it's almost like what you're doing, it's run its course. And you're feeling very much called to explore something different. Something new, something fresh, perhaps something completely different than what you're doing. Some of you may have recently experienced a spiritual awakening of sorts. It's almost like too, your values may have shifted. And as a result, you're seeing life in a new way. You're experiencing things in a new way. And as a result, you want to do things in a different way. And that includes your creative endeavors. It could be your work, what you do related to your financial income, your income streams. But there's a sense here to change. Some of you are getting signs about this. This is so reminiscent of Taurus's energy of their reading that I just completed. Okay, let's see what else. What else do my Virgos need to know, please? What else do my Virgos need to know? Some of you don't want to change. That's the thing. You're getting signs and messages, but I'm feeling a reticence because changing would be a lot. It would entail perhaps a huge overhaul of where you are now, who you are. Look what we got. We got your house, the sixth house. Ooh, sixth house of craft, work, details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, contribution, organization, purification, skills, apprenticeship, method. Your sixth house came up. So this could be indicating to me, I mean, some of you may have Virgo in your sixth house if you're watching this and your sun, moon, rising Mercury, Venus, Mars are not in Virgo. Or this is really highlighting the need for you to pay attention to this area. Perhaps this is what you're feeling the change to. There's something that has shifted within you, and it could be in relation to work again, your day-to-day routine, how you take care of yourself. But I feel like there's a profound change, because I'm getting like again, like a stagnancy with what it is that you have done or were doing in the past. We also got Libra, so perhaps you have your 6th house in Libra. And we have the idealist, harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people-pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, geometric, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, and flattering. So there's some type of balance or harmony. I feel like maybe right now, your life, you may be feeling a little bit imbalanced, out of whack, out of alignment. Something's not right. It's not hitting you in the way that you thought it would. And with Libra in the 6th house, there's a refinement of beauty to these processes, to these details. So again, I feel like there is a distinct difference from the energy that you are currently in, and maybe you're transitioning to what it is that you want to do. Some of you may need to centralize some of your daily practices. It's like I'm getting a feeling of intentionality, of slow living, of really appreciating the beauty around you, the good. There's a deep sense of connection here that I'm strongly sensing. Okay. What other messages does the universe have for my Virgos, please? What else do they need to know for November? What else do my Virgos need to know for November, please? Okay. We got quite a few cards, so bear with me. We got, oh, hell to the no. These are different decks. Sorry. You guys can't see the cards anymore because of a recent poll I put out. Hey, my Virgos, my apologies. I ran out of storage and had to upload the video. Anyways, we are back. You wouldn't believe this. Look what we got in this deck. Answering the call, the time is now. This was your first card. Answering the call. They're two different decks. This is the start. This is the light. Oh my goodness. Light your. This is Rebecca Campbell. Light your something. I forget quickly the name of the Oracle decks. I need to I have to connect them for you guys if you're interested. And this is the Soul Journey Oracle deck by Denise Lynn. You got this twice in two different decks. Answering the call, the time is now. You're being called to change something right now. There's something that you want to do. It could be literally anything, but we got 6th house here. It could be a reinvention of self, changing up your routines, your habits. It could be anywhere you have Libra placement. Just as I said that, it said 111. Or you may have your 6th house in Libra, but there's something here that you are feeling very compelled to change, and you got it twice. We also got wandering path, enjoy the journey. Feel like you're about to start a new journey. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. You guys, these are like similar cards that are insinuating a lot of the same things. Rejuvenating rain. Did I not say something like that earlier? Clear the past, heal the present. Narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. You are about to embark on a new journey. It could be literal, like geographic, physical, where you're moving, you're completely transforming, changing your life, or you're about to start something very new in your life, where it's a brand new pathway. Again, you don't have to move, obviously, to start it, but when you move, I mean, it's literally new. You're going on a new journey. Your soul is about to start something very different. You could be called, because there's a journey here. You could be called to move. This is the beginning of something brand new. This is like the Fool card energy, Mars energy. And with the narrow pathway, again, this to me speaks of Virgo energy. You know, take some time mapping it out. Take some time planning if you need to until you feel, you know, some nature of security, stability. Don't rush into things, but you're being guided right now. Follow your bliss, answer the call. You're getting signs about it, and you will be in the coming, I feel, weeks into the rest of this year. I strongly feel this right now. This is about following your heart. We got rejuvenating rain. I said that with this. Look at this. Very similar. You see the position of both of these people? They're in similar postures. There's like a need for contemplation, for cleansing, for detox, right? This is what the 6th house is about, your house that you rule. So there's a sense of decluttering, of clearing away, of letting go, of releasing, of anything that's weighing you down that no longer serves you, because you're about to take a literal physical journey or a new journey in your life that's going to require you to have space and to be open, because you're going to be receiving. You're going to be receiving guidance. This is like a whole new energy system that I'm getting. Some of you are about to move, about to start. I'm getting strong movement for many of you. This is exciting energy, you all. Some of you may be going on a long trip, like a long-awaited trip, a pilgrimage of sorts, starting a new chapter in your life, like going back to school or moving somewhere completely different. What other messages does the universe have, please, for my Virgos? What else do my Virgos need to know for November? Thank you. We got one card. Remove toxicity. Just when I said detox, you guys. 36. We are only treated as badly as we allow ourselves to be. Pay attention to your physical and emotional health and reduce your toxic burdens. This is very much success energy. Detoxing. Do you see that? You're being called to release anything that no longer serves you, anything that's weighing you down, that doesn't make you feel good. This is about lightening the load. You're basically cleaning up your life right now, because there is a shift coming for you. And right now, we don't know the destination. That's the thing. It is going to vary for everyone, but you for sure are going somewhere. And there's a need to clean up right now. Some of you are going to be going or undergoing major decluttering, downsizing. I wanted to say minimizing, but downsizing. Reducing of literal material things, taking care of yourself, cleaning up essentially around you. Okay, let's grab some tarot. I don't think any of you see this yet. You may be feeling like a nudge, but you have no idea. Because I feel like my Virgos, you guys are always like a step ahead. What do my Virgos need to know? What other guidance messages does the universe have for my Virgos? Okay, thank you. We've got quite a few cards. We got the star card at the bottom, which is healing. Also dreaming, manifesting. Okie dokes. First card we got, Wu Wei, letting things flow as they are. The Knight of Discs, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Knight of Cups, water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The King of Discs, Taurus energy. The Death card, Scorpio. There's a change coming. Four of Wands, Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag, and Page of Swords. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Let me move these up. There is some type of change that is coming to your stability, to your foundation. It could be in relation to your money, but I feel strongly it's also with your values. There's been a shift. Again, a lot of Taurus energy here, perhaps because of the Taurus Scorpio node. And I feel like many of you are really connecting to what it is you truly want. But there's a need here of not forcing things. This is addressing the shadow side of Scorpio. Like, hey, don't force things, don't try to control things, don't do anything that's going to compromise what it is you want. Let things flow. Let things just work themselves out. That's why we have the rejuvenating rain. There's a lot of water around you. It's to flow with that energy. There's a need to get rid of anything from your past that's weighing you down. People, places, things, belief systems. Because I feel like where you're headed, there's a map here too. Look at this. We have a map here. And then this person has a map. Do you see it? You are planning something, a trip, a change. And I feel like you're very much connecting to what it is you want to do, what your soul is, your heart, regarding your path, your stability forward. There is a change now. There's a transformation that you will be undergoing if you haven't already about your value systems. Many of you have completely re-examined, like, what is really important to me? What is the meaning of my life? Not just life in general, but my life. What do I want it to mean? What's really important to me now? Perhaps as many of you, I mean, every year we all get older in this earth, but as many things change, as, you know, loved ones, they go on to the other side, circumstances change, people grow, everything changes. You may realize, you know, things have changed. I feel like I want more of this in my life. And I feel like it's more like connection. That's what I'm getting. There's a strong need for connecting to what it is you truly are here to do in this world. And I feel like you all are being lit up, like answering the call. You got this twice, and then you have follow your bliss. There's something that you have put on the back burner that you have been really wanting to pursue. And this is your time. You're being called. There's like, I'm not going to say the window's going to close, but this is like prime time. Like, the window is open. And it's asking you to simply acknowledge, make the choice, and whatever nudge you get, take that next step. Because we have here celebration. I feel like you are going to receive some clarity coming up, some news from your guides, from your spiritual team. There's going to be some sort of clarity. And whenever you go through some type of death, there's a rebirth, right? And obviously you come out with greater awareness, greater truth, greater clarity, more knowledge about who it is that you are and where it is that you're going. It doesn't mean you have the whole puzzle solved and that you're like, okay, I know the destination. No. This is simply, okay, where it is that I'm going to get some information, but this is going to be a time of joy, of celebrating, of success for you. It's amazing what happens when we align ourselves to what it is we're truly here to do, what lights us up. I'm always seeing 11. As soon as I look up, it's 11:11. Some of you may be seeing 11:11. Let me jot that down for you guys. I feel like you're seeing some type of sign, because 11's 1 in numerology. It signifies new beginnings. A new wishes, manifestation starting. Let's take a look to see what's blocking you, what you need to release, anything that's coming up for you. Whoa, these cards just came out fast, and I will show you. I'm pulling from the Dark Mirror Oracle, which is tapping into our shadows and seeing what's coming up during the Scorpio season. Bottom of the deck, calling the storm. Perhaps you're bringing in some chaos in your life, some disorganization. We got forgetting oneself, 17. Taurus got this as well. And then we got colorless angel, 10. You know what's interesting with forgetting oneself? Somewhere along the way, you got some similarities with Taurus. Somewhere along the way, you may have put yourself on the back burner. You may have relegated your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, perhaps because you got married, you know, were supporting your spouse. You were supporting your spouse, your partner. Maybe you expanded and had kids and pets. Maybe your career took off and got busy, and deep down, what it is that you truly wanted to do, what inspired you, was kind of just put in the back. You shelved it for reference, and you're like, I'll come back to it. And I feel like with this, you're being called to awaken. Some of you may have just gotten a spark, and it's like a reinvigoration. And it may have been gnawing at you for some time now. I'm getting months. And finally, it's like, you know, when you hear a faint knock, it's almost like when your parents tell you, okay, it's time to come down to eat. And after like several times, they finally get up and they're pissed. It's kind of like that. I feel like these nudges may have gotten stronger and stronger until you could no longer deny it. And maybe even some of your circumstances may have changed or will be changing to the point now that you have to come face to face and reconcile that fact and be like, you know what? Something's not working here. And it's because I'm not following who it is that I truly am. So this is about reconnecting to yourself. But there's a need here with forgetting oneself. Deep down, you hid yourself. So there's an element here where you may not have approved of yourself, where you sought validation and you didn't get those needs met. I'm hearing like unloved. You may have felt rejected. You may have rejected yourself. So these are some aspects coming up for integration, for acknowledgement. Like, hey, what's going on? Why did you suppress this part of yourself for so long? What were you feeling? What came up for you? Maybe what were you hiding? Because that's actually what came to my mind. We have colorless angel. And we have a black horse here in the back. Let me show you. To me, I sense a depletion of energy, of being drained. But it's not even the energy management part of it. It's almost like my life does not have color. Like, what's the point? It's almost like a monotone depressive mode where it's not a full-blown depressive episode, but it's like the monotony of life. That's the energy I feel. And in some way, this is in fact, in some way you are negating a part of yourself, of what you truly want. Some of you may have become so used to routine, so used to some way of living, of organized living, organization, that you just kept at it. But it almost like sucked your soul, sucked you dry, and of the life, of the creative flow that you had. We're gonna read this. Apathy is crowned. That's the word I was looking for. Apathy is the crowned king of a nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. Going dark. We can be Siegfried, the dragon-slaying hero, but not when he slays the dragon, nor when he is betrayed and dies, but when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael the archangel while he waits bored and motionless, and St. George, surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the strong rivers can become a swamp when they reach the plains. And the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple hours of unattended on a table. There is a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with a fog of delays, and then we just get indifferent to the fog herself. I'm here, we whisper. And if, by a very tiny chance, someone notices and replies and asks, who's there? We become shy and we stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon. And the dragon hurts. Of course it does. So this is about really tapping into fears, into your pain, into that darkness of yours. Something may have, I feel like you may be holding on to something, identifying with something in your past, something that remains unhealed or something that you don't want to acknowledge or look at. And so you suppress it. but in some way it has discolored your life. In some ways it has affected you, your outlook and the way you see things. But I feel like with this calling that's happening, you're being asked to unveil this. You're being asked to confront this face to face and to bring this to light and to integrate this. Okay, let's get some additional shadow cards and see what other information the universe has for you. What else do you need to know? Whoa, okay, you got quite a few. We got demanding. When displayed, you are most likely making the other person feel inferior. Check your anxiety and depression. Again here, I didn't get full-on depression, but I got some type of low mood here. So there may be something in your life right now that's contributing to low mood, a disconnect with your soul, with yourself, like a sense of not being alive even though you're alive. So remember, when we are demanding of others, it's very much a mirror for us of control, of expectations, of perfection. And this is a shadow aspect of Virgos, of perfectionism and also of judgment. So perhaps this is mirroring to you where it is you're being especially harsh with yourself. Perhaps things didn't align in the way that you wanted, or things haven't come to pass in the way that you hoped they would, especially now towards the end of 2022. A lot of people are reassessing their year goals, and I can tell you straight up, as a Virgo moon, I'm like, I'm not there. I just laugh about it now. I just connect a lot to my inner child, and I feel like that's something strongly that you're being guided towards as well. We learn. That's the only thing we're here on earth to do, is to learn and to keep getting better and to keep practicing. So remember, a lot of the reflections that we see in others, they're generally mirrored back to us in some way, for healing or for taking a lesson. We have jealousy. Your past wounds need healing. Work on your self-love. You are far greater than you know. Taurus got this too, and I felt it was related to forgetting oneself. Some of you may be admiring others from afar, really excited and happy for others, but feeling a tinge of jealousy, perhaps because you feel like, if only I can do that, then I'll be happy here, or do this. And it's about stepping into who you truly are and not giving a shit, you know, what people think of you or anyone. It's just following your own heart. And sometimes when we see others just freely do that, we're like, wait a minute, how did they do that? And so easily, what happened? There comes a time in your life when you realize, I'm done. I'm done with societal expectations, cultural, familial. Like, you only have one life to live, and it's for you. And when we start doing our own inner healing work and unpacking that, especially collective and individual trauma, repressed trauma, intergenerational oppression, you know, systems, colonial systems of oppression, racism, microaggressions, if you are a historically and excluded, marginalized person, you start unpacking this and you're like, you know what? I'm just tired of being everything else but me. And so there's a need to really bring yourself to the light and not forget who you are, because Virgos, you guys are super generous. The success is about service and volunteer work. You guys help so many people. Many Virgos, their love language is service, right? You love helping others. That's the way many of you express your love. But it's about you helping yourself now, loving yourself and putting that energy towards you. We also got quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? So sometimes when we're frustrated, and again, I'm speaking to a lot of Virgos here. Sometimes when we're frustrated, we can get into different fights. If we're tired, if we're not pouring enough into ourselves, it's easy to become very reactive. I've done it when I haven't gotten sleep when my son was younger. I was just like, I can't. It's easy, whether it's with a partner, a child, a family member, friends, whomever. So take a step back and ask yourself if you are really pouring into yourself first and foremost every day. If not, and you're experiencing a lot more perhaps chaos than you realize, take a look at yourself and see, what can I change about this? Because I can't control how people react, but I can control how I respond. And so there's something here to consider. Forgive self. Accept what has happened and give yourself grace to make mistakes. This really ties into demanding, and I feel like for many Virgos, you all are one of the most critical people and harshest critics of yourself more than anyone else. You hold yourself to very high standards, and I feel like in a way it could have been because of how you've grown up, some of the cultural and familiar aspects of how you grew up and the demanding natures perhaps of your home environment, but also you hold yourself to a very high degree of perfection. Sometimes that's not even realistic. That's more of an illusion. So there's a need here to be really honest with yourself and also give yourself a lot of grace, a lot of love. You have that here about self-love, working on your self-love here and clearing the past to heal the present. And that includes for yourself. You're human just as anyone else is. And you're not going to get no one is going to get everything right. Finally, we have manipulative. Let go of wanting to exert power over someone or a situation. Do you need to work on your self-esteem? Again, I get like demanding. There's like a control element coming up here, and you may have been trying to control. It could be people, it could be situations or something in your life, and it's just not happening. And the more we try to control something or someone, the more things go to shit. That's just a basic universal law, I feel. Imagine when you try to control a child, like when they're small, they're not usually happy campers. They're not. And sometimes it pays to just let like that child, and I'm using this metaphorically speaking, to let that child, let all of its energy come out safely in their crib or in their little room or somewhere where you can see them. Just let them cry it out and scream it out. And sometimes that's all they need. So in the same vein, sometimes when we're trying to control something, we want things to come out in a certain way, and it could be due to perfection. I'm getting a lot of perfectionist vibes here. Perhaps you envision your life or a path or something in your life that's happening right now, perhaps with your career, with your financial situation. Perhaps you envision being in a different place or wanting it to go a certain way and it didn't. So a lot of these shadow aspects that are coming up, they're for acknowledgement, not for criticism or judgment on you. All of us have these. It's simply for acknowledgement and integration and realizing, oh shit, I am kind of controlling. Well, what can I do differently? That's it. That's truly it. And a lot of it stems from the past. That's why there's a strong need to clear, release. Okay, we are wrapping this up. We got 2 more cards. What other messages do my Virgos need to know, please, for November? Oh, you are getting a bunch of messages. Wow. Wow. You got a lot. Okay. We got surrender. I can release my need for control. Kid you not. Look at this. It's interesting because these are confirming some of these just shadow aspects, things to release, things that may be actually coming up. You maybe have been experiencing triggers around some of these themes that I mentioned. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. That came up too in your shadow, in some of your shadow oracles. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Very similar energy to Taurus about breaking free. Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I can't believe you got this. This is an oracle card, different deck, and you got it in the tarot too. Death. You got it twice. There is something that is ending. Something that's coming up. It could be some of these shadows, your realizations of like, this shit can't continue. I am done. We got a lot of waters, and we got the Wu Wei card, which is all about releasing control and just letting things flow, not forcing anything. I feel like this is coming up for you in November, especially with Scorpio season. You may have been trying to control how things ended in your life, and some of you may have been holding on tightly to different situations, jobs, people. and that in itself just made you suffer more. Doubt. I released the need to know all the answers. This is about having faith and trust. At the bottom of this deck, look what we have. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Trust. So there's an element here of really letting go of the reins and realizing you still can be safe, but it's all within, not outside of you, because you have surrender here. When you do this, things are going, it's like a form of freedom actually, when you surrender and let go. Because imagine if you are controlling a rein of horses and it's hard, it's heavy, the horses are going everywhere and you're holding on for dear life. And the moment you release, it's freedom. Imagine the horses stop, they park themselves, or you park them and you release. You can breathe. Because if you're not used to exerting that much control over something, it's draining, it's exhausting, it's depleting. It takes away your life force energy. I feel like some of these different belief systems and patterns are being put to death. You are resurrecting yourself as someone new. And again, this has to do with your values. Truth is coming up right here. Earlier, this points to your reading. Everyone is going through massive transformations in the Scorpio season. But in particular for you all, my Virgos, this has to do a lot with who you are and really turning to yourself for guidance, for the answers. Okay, let's grab the final deck. And let's get guidance from the archangels. What guidance do the archangels have, please, for my Virgos? What do they need to know? Okay. We got Archangel Raphael. See with enlightened eyes, open to abundance. This is also about healing the heart, right? Healing the past, trusting yourself, loving yourself. There's going to be a lot of joy and clarity coming. I would try, and my personal advice would be connecting to your heart. Because when you connect to what brings you joy, when you connect to that call, when you answer the call, right? And you got it here twice, you're going to start feeling different. It's going to be like a profound heart resonance. It's almost like things fall into place, like Tetris, you know, when they align and then they disappear in the game, obviously, because you want them to match up. It's almost that feeling, that resonant feeling of like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. That is going to be the ticket to your freedom, to your abundance. It's not just money. It's going to be your ticket to your joy and happiness, what you do. Because the whole point of this is to enjoy your journey. It's not about getting to the destination fast. It's about learning. My Virgos, so many golden nuggets in here. I hope this reading has helped and resonated with someone. If it did, comment down below. I'd love hearing from you all. Let me know your thoughts. If you got anything out of it, I would love it if you could like, share, subscribe, so others can see and resonate with any of these golden nuggets, any of these messages. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a beautiful November, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.